Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston here. Today I'm back for episode number 36 of my Pittsburgh Pirates franchise series here on MLB 17, this show. So today we're back with the mid-season episode for year number 4. And we are 35-18 to this point in the season. We got off to kind of a slow start. I think we were something like 10-10 out of the gate. And then pretty much right after that, really towards the end of April, we turned it on. We got this 5, 6, 7, 8 game winning streak, and then we lost to Chicago, and then we ripped off, 7 more wins in a row, so that's 14 of 15, and we haven't really looked back since. We're 35-18 right now. We get the first year player draft coming up in a bit, but let's take a look at how guys are doing so far, about a third of the way into the year. And we'll take a look at the WAR leaderboards. So I have it sorted by WAR, but I'm actually going to look at the hitting numbers. Turner, though, has definitely been our best player. He's 1.7 WAR and a 1019 OPS, and then no one else really over 800 except for Esposito, who actually missed a week or two with a calf strain. But Polanco and Sanchez haven't really gotten hot yet. Maybe Vina gets hot too. I could definitely see the offense improving. Marte probably is not going to hit that poorly all year. Oliver Wilson hitting well. Torres, Austin Meadows has been hurt. He went down with a long-term injury, 2 to 3 months. Other than that, we haven't had any big injuries, just some minor stuff, a couple guys day-to-day and stuff like that. Thames is not hitting very well either. Robert Woodson has only gotten 32 ABs, but he's mashing since we called him up. So that's good to see. He was one of our minor league free agents we acquired in the offseason. Scouting, I guess I haven't really been doing the manual scouting, but I think I have it set to auto, so we should be good there. So we get the first year player draft coming up. We sweep Boston, and here we go. So we have pick number 27, and all right, we have two 280 grade potential guys, and both their MLB ETAs are 2024 plus. So obviously looking for something a little bit more short term. Here's one 75. He's actually 75 overall as well. Another second baseman infielder, but he is like pretty good right off the bat. Good hitting ratings. Kind of a similar profile to Diego Vina, but look at his plate vision and plate discipline potential. And he's got good fielding, and his arm, maybe he looks like he could play third base too, so potentially a long-term third baseman after Turner leaves. So I like Donald Aoki a lot. Let's just keep going by, let's just go by accuracy, I guess. Probably the best way to do it. And then just the MLB ETA. 65. This is Aoki. Yeah, so. And then there was, there's guys like this, who might be, possibly higher ceiling than Aoki, but definitely higher risk. Aoki is like definitely very much a sure thing and kind of fills a need too. 24 years old already, so I'm just going to draft him. He seems like I said, pretty much a sure thing. And we have that compensation pick, I completely forgot. But that is for Garrett Cole. And we didn't have to spend a compensation pick for signing Turner, so we kept our first round pick, but this actually works out perfectly. There's this guy, the starter I was eyeing. Alright, so I'm going to go with this guy, Dave Guevara. Hopefully he turns out to be a high potential, but a little bit of risk there because the accuracy was only yellow, but the bar was still pretty high. It's like a C plus or B plus. I don't know how you would grade the yellow, but alright. Eduardo Alez still available. This guy too. Solid didn't have. Look at this K per 9 potential though. That's not very good. Don't love to see that. David Rivera. This guy's 22 already, but 65 grade at least. MLB ETA 2021 and a catching prospect. This guy too, Mickey Yen, 70 overall allegedly. So that would actually be. I think I might like that guy better. Let's draft him. Appears that our scouts stepped up this year because I think hiring all those new scouts paid off. We seem to have a lot better prospects available to us in this year's draft. Hopefully some of these guys hit. Not saying all these guys are going to be 80 grade potential like we think they are, but hopefully some of them hit. So we've already drafted a couple pitchers, I guess, but I want this catcher, David Rivera. Hopefully that Eduardo Alez guy falls as well. And I didn't see his name pop up there, and he does. Perfect. So we're getting a lot of good guys, hopefully, in this draft. Really rejuvenating that farm system, perhaps. I haven't really had great drafts in this franchise, although I did hit on Antonio Liriano and Diego Vina in that first draft back in year number 1. Alright, Henry Diaz, only 65 potential though. Let's just go by potential and take a complete guess and hope on one of these guys hitting. Maybe this guy, since he's only 18. And sometimes I've gotten decent prospects just by doing this, honestly, even though the accuracy is so low. But sure, why not take this guy? 75 overall, allegedly. Imagine if that was real. Alright, so that is the end of the draft. Let's get forward today. That's AAA player. So let's see. We want to sign draft picks. Okay, so wow, we really whiffed on our first pick, Donald Aoki, and our second pick. We did get a couple decent prospects in the late rounds, Eduardo Velez and David Rivera, and Luis Ramirez. So we got some good prospects towards the end, and Mickey Guillen, but these first two, wow, we really whiffed on these first two picks. That's surprising. I thought Aoki was like a sure thing, but he could still, I mean, he has backup, you know, fifth or fourth infielder, fifth infielder potential. Decent ratings at the very least. Dave Guerrera, his K per 9 is so low, I don't really know. He probably is just trade bait, to be honest, but the rest of these guys, not bad. So we'll just sign them. And, you know, at least Aoki's already 74 overall, so probably get thrown into the fire right away. So we're going to do some more simulation. I didn't show the simulation for the first 2 months because this is pretty much the same format for my OOTP videos. If you guys watch this series but maybe don't watch that one, let's keep him on the DL. So simulating the month of June now. And this is, you know, right around when the trade market shapes up. So we're going to be thinking about, you know, what we want to do to improve this roster. And the way we're playing, well, right now we've slowed up a little bit. Meadows is coming back soon. Keep him on the DL for now. But not quite playing as well as we had in May. Laureano's fine. That's a sweep of Philadelphia. Now we've got this. Oh, and Meadows comes back right before the St. Louis series. So we can send down probably Adam Frazier with Meadows reactivated. And he's back in there. So let's take another look at how guys are doing. We're about halfway into this season now. And I realized I didn't even look at pitchers last time, but let's just sort by OPS. So Turner still hitting well. Esposito having a really good year. And I guess we'll take a look at the WARs as well. Meadows, obviously limited playing time. Sanchez now really heating up. Not hitting for power so much, but he's so good defensively and coming at the catcher position. He's like having a monster season, 2.7 WAR. Polanco hasn't really heated up yet. Thames is starting to heat up potentially. Hopefully he gets it going, keeps it going, I should say. Marte maybe heating up as well, 250, 301, 413. And he's up to 2.2 WAR. Vigna's also at 2.2 WAR. So, and let's look at our pitching. DeGrom, Tanaka, Keuchel, Samardzija, and Hinson. All five of these guys having good years. And Liriano, 309. Hinson is pretty much pitching out of the bullpen, but Liriano just day-to-day with an injury. So our rotation is fine. Samardzija's pitching really well. 106 whip. He's pretty much doing exactly what he did the last few years for San Francisco. The strikeouts are not high, but look at the walks, look at the home runs. The FIP is really low, so gotta love everything he's given us. Keuchel apparently is cold, but he's still having a really good year. Low whip, good peripherals. Tanaka 2.61 ERA, and good peripherals out of him as well. What is his whip? 1. DeGrom, a little bit of a higher whip from DeGrom, but still the good strikeout to walk ratio. And Liriano was a high whip. But Liriano, you know, if we have everyone else is going, and he has good peripherals as well. But I could see a little bit of regression out of Liriano. Still, we have Hinson, who, you know, apparently is stepping in right now, and he's been really good out of the bullpen. Hasn't made a start yet, so. Steve Watley, who pretty much, you know, he was just our last guy we had to call up, and he's provided really good innings for us. 1.29 ERA, Jake McGee, Knievel. So our bullpen's been really good, but I still could see us adding one more. I mean, Watley's been really good, though. You have to consider almost him over McGee maybe at this point, but McGee's having a good year. Why does McGee look so tan in this game? Is that really... it's like, that looks distorted to me. But still, definitely, I mean, maybe Hinson we don't really need him out of the bullpen, and Watley, it's a little redundant to have two long guys like that. So perhaps one of their roles gets swapped for, I'm not saying trade either, but maybe one of them goes down to AAA and we trade for another reliever. But it doesn't seem like we need a starter, so in terms of the lineup, you look at it without a DH, I mean, depending on how Meadows does, Meadows was hitting well before he got hurt, but it was only 35 ABs. Vina, I think, is pretty much solidified himself. I mean, he's good enough defensively that you want to keep him in there, because look at what his WAR is. So you know he's providing value defensively, since his hitting hasn't even really been that great. Hopefully his power develops a little bit more. I don't really know. He just hasn't hit yet for us, but hopefully maybe he starts hitting for power in the second half. Thames, Thames is getting hot. Could see adding insurance at first base, but we also have Robert Woodson, although both guys hit left-handed, so it's a little redundant. We have Torres still off the bench. So our team is still just pretty deep. I mean, I don't really see where we need to add, to be honest, but we'll see how Meadows does over this last month. Let's get to the All-Star break, or this next month, I should say. And still definitely think about adding a reliever, especially, I mean, if we have no other trades that we're going to make, probably at the very least splurge for a good reliever. Since we just had a good draft, I think we can probably expend on our team a little bit. Okay, so this is an interesting offer. One I'm probably not going to do, but Sano. Sano is a beast. Wow, look at that. I probably should do this trade, but I'm not going to. He was a 7-win player last year. He's got 3.7 wins this year. He just got traded to New York, I see. We also get Micah Johnson and Roman Quinn, who are pretty much just throw-ins, but I really don't want to do this trade. I can't trade Vina. Vina's my guy. I drafted him. I gotta see him through, but I should do this trade, but I'm not going to. So let's keep going. Rihanna keeps getting banged up, and we are not playing very well right now. We only won one game against the Dodgers, but still we are 21 games over 500. Didn't have anyone in the home run derby. Let's see who our all-stars are. Here we go. So Samardzija, Tanaka. Anyone in the bullpen? Nope. Any starters? No starters. And really no bench players? That's a little surprising. Okay. I thought maybe Steven Esposito would get, or Gary Sanchez. They took Posey and this guy for it. Well, okay. I mean, this guy obviously should not have made it over Gary Sanchez. So the All-Star, I guess, in this is kind of screwed up too. It is a little bit no OTP. OTP, sometimes they have this setting where it's controlled by popularity. I can't imagine this is controlled by popularity, because I don't know how that Francisco Mejia guy ends up making it over Sanchez. But either way, so we've got a couple weeks before the trade deadline now. Let's go one more week. We've got another big series against the Dodgers here. And we just lost another series to Philadelphia. Or do we split that? That was a 4-game set. So now we got 3 against the Dodgers, who just traded for Sonny Gray for Yadier Alvarez and Jared Bell. Doesn't seem like a big haul for Sonny Gray, but Alvarez is a good prospect. So we again lose another series. Lineup just going a little bit cold, perhaps. I don't know. It seems like Liriano not pitching too well right now. Keuchel straightened things out, though, it seems. Guys aren't really hot right now. So I don't know. It does seem like we could use one more bat, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just really a question of where would you, or what spot would you upgrade, and none of these spots I mean, I guess right field, but I don't want to, like, it seems like once again I would be like trading, I mean, I could trade like Torres and Meadows for like a really good right fielder, and I guess that would put us over the top, but we're probably already good enough as it is, so I don't really know if that's necessary. We also have Oliver Wilson. I mean, this guy, I really wish I could figure out how to get him in there more and get him at bats in, in one of these spots. I mean, obviously he could play second base, but it'd be nice if Vina could also play like right field, or if Wilson could play like right field or corner outfield spot. Polanco can obviously play right field. If one of them could play left field, I mean, what's Wilson? He has a good arm, but Vina's a very good fielder. I guess you don't really want to move Vina off of second base the way he's playing second base, so it would have to be Wilson. That means you're kind of turning Wilson into a utility guy. but I think that is worth a shot. Let's do that. So I'm going to edit his secondary position. Some could maybe call this cheesing, but I mean, honestly, you see teams do this all the time. And I guess you can't make him a, can you do IFOF? No. So how about outfield third base? Can you do that? God, the combinations in this are so dumb. Alright, well, maybe he is primary left fielder and secondary infield. It's pretty much the only way to do it, I guess. And that way he can at least get at-bats at right field, and you can do a little bit of a platoon there, perhaps. So, I like that. And he's got good arm strength. And like I said, I'll probably just play Polanco in right field when Wilson plays. So, alright. And I don't really know if when I simulate the auto is going to like utilize that. I don't know if do this trade. The auto manager, the simulation manager is going to utilize that, but I'll certainly utilize it when we get to the playoffs. If we get to the playoffs at this rate. Holy smokes, we're tied with the Cubs now. We were up on them for most of the season. But definitely the offense. Only 410 runs scored. That's not the best. We're 305 runs allowed. That is the best, I think. Yeah, that's by far the best. But it's the offense that hasn't been great. Trades, I know we're a week before the trade deadline. Thank you, assistant general manager, whoever you are. Transactions, don't care. Alright, so think about trade time. I don't know, I kind of like, if we can play Wilson there, I kind of like our options. He's 81 overall now that he's a left fielder too, which probably indicates that it's better position for him. I don't know. Esposito, how's he been doing? Is he tapered off? No, he's still having a really good year. I guess his defense isn't very well. He's 2.7 WAR. His defense is fine. Vina. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I feel like we're pretty much good. I think we'll probably get hot again. I don't really think there's much of a move to make. It's definitely that reliever though. I'm gonna make a trade for a reliever. Probably go out and get like the best reliever available. Honestly, look at some of the rebuilding teams. Alright, so pretty much out of all the rebuilding teams, the best guy I could find that I could think would reasonably be traded was Rene Velasquez. And really, this would be kind of like what the White Sox did with Tommy Conley, although he's not having nearly the success that Conley was having. But, you know, 89 overall, A potential, and I'm actually going to peek at his potential real quick. I know people could also consider this cheesing, but I like to do this sometimes as well. I'm just going to quickly peek at just how high his potential is before making this trade, because that's something I would obviously want to know. It's 92, so not supreme, but could get better. And he's already an 89, he's already high overall, but really even like overall wise, the only other guy I could get from a rebuilding team was like Jeurys Familia. He's been very good, but it wouldn't cost me as much. I could get both guys, but I don't really know if I need both guys. So I think I'm just going to get Velasquez and hope that he becomes, you know, a stud closer for us. He hasn't really been that guy yet, but he still has lots of team control, the high potential, the high overall, only 20 years old. And maybe a change of scenery will be good for him, and it's going to cost us Miguel Torres. So I'm going to invest Torres, pretty much commit to Meadows long term as our right fielder, and Torres is going to be the odd man out. Kind of a similar profile to some of our other prospects, high contact guy. Meadows provides more pop, so I'm hoping you know, that will work out for us. And Meadows so far, 253, 348, 394, not hitting very well once again. But hopefully he continues to get better, and if not, we have a hole, you know, at a corner spot, but that's certainly fillable. I mean, I think corner is not a hard position to fill, corner outfield spot. So do that. It's going to cost us a couple pitching prospects as well. We can have a choice of guys. I might throw in Quinn Gutierrez, because look at his K per 9 and his home run per 9. But he has some other good ratings about him. And he's only 19 years old. Look at his beard too. His beard is pretty sick. So maybe I will give up Julio Bautista or Alexi Ortiz instead. Or probably both these guys. I could actually get away with just doing one, I think. I don't really have any better low-level pitching prospects. So let's do... Maybe I could do Taylor Hearn and Nick Kingham. Nah. I could do Hearn and one of these guys, though. Or Kingham and one of these guys. So this trade is going to end up putting me in the market for a fourth outfielder. I'm going to search the trade market for probably a right-handed fourth outfielder. I'm going to also look at free agents real quick. There are still some really good free agents I could, I suppose, just sign an outfielder if there are. Well, there aren't really any good right-handed bats available, but I don't need Ian Kinsler. But I mean, what was he last? He wasn't that good last year, I guess. Still, he's 5-win player 2 years ago. Okay, so I found a few fits for that sort of backup outfielder, fourth outfielder spot, right-handed. Rusney Castillo was one of them, and this is sort of the package I'm looking to give up. Cole Tucker, an infield prospect who's pretty much not going to really ever be anything for us, I don't think. And one other infield prospect, probably. Or just a 4A guy, perhaps. For Rusney Castillo, like, I could do that for Tucker straight up. That's Rasmus, I mean, here we go, yeah. Tucker for Castillo. There's this Destin Hood, who isn't bad. Low vision rating, but has a little bit more team control than Castillo, I think, does. Castillo has plenty of team control. He still makes, what, $1 million? It's the final year of his deal, though, so that's fine. Gerard Dyson would kind of be another nice one to have. Good defense, and obviously very fast. Left-handed bat, though. In Houston, actually, he's not selling. So those were two of the options. I think another was Avi Garcia. Adam Duvall, perhaps. Chicago, we could maybe get him. Good power option. But what about Avi Garcia? I have to throw in a little bit more, but he's a good bat. I think, honestly, though, I like getting Rusney Castillo. I think he's perfect. Plays good defense, all three outfield positions, and he has good contact versus left. So that's pretty much exactly what we're looking for, and it's only going to cost us Cole Tucker. So we're going to do this deal. Anything we want to get thrown in? Probably not. They have good pitching prospects. Fernando Molina and Colby Allard. But alright, that is going to do this deal. So there we go. And that is going to be the final deal we do. So let's simulate forward some more. We have 26 guys. So I think we have to send down a reliever since we traded for Velasquez. And we are going to send down probably Hinson. The way Wadley is pitched, can't send him down. So it's going to be Hinson. And let's simulate forward through the trade deadline. Hopefully we get hot. I mean, the way we've been playing, a little bit disconcerting, but keep simulating. Alright, and we are on to the month of August. So that is going to do it. Hope you guys did enjoy this episode. Thanks for watching. Here's I'm out.